Hello, this is Dr. Jason Munsell. It is about 2:30 Thursday afternoon, Tuesday afternoon, July 19th, 2016. And I enjoyed our class last night. I hope you didn't mind that I gave you a lot of time to sort of do your own or work together on stuff. I tend to do that with some evening classes, even with our crunch time here. But it seemed as I was sort of going around that it was helpful, but also it seemed that y'all are doing some really good work. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. But I'm looking forward to the speeches. And remember, you still have more time for the paper. One thing that I need to get you in the email or on KC today is a little checklist or questions that you can ask yourself as you sort of go through the paper. But again, I'm happy to read rough drafts if possible. And one thing that you could do is to exchange papers and edit each other's papers and work together. I'm all about working together, teamwork. And also, I mean, if you want to practice in front of one another at some point before speeches tomorrow night, that'd be awesome. But in any case, I don't know if you can see this, but I did put a new PowerPoint up, and I did say that I would have a new online lecture today that is a little bit of a rehash of some of the things that I've said, but maybe a little bit more than I have said previously about delivery. And the things, as it said in the syllabus, the stuff that I'm covering in this very brief online lecture includes chapters 17, 18, and 19. Now, delivery, and remember it's one of the canons of rhetoric. First, to me, and you will learn this, and you already you've learned this, yeah. Delivery is not the end-all be-all to me of effective leadership, effective communication, effective rhetoric, whatever you want to call it. It's certainly part of the process, but generally, well, I'm about to sneeze. No, bless me. Finnegan always gets scared when I sneeze. I'll bring him into the lecture at some point. But in any case, sorry, jeez, I need a towel. Oftentimes people sort of reduce speaking or reduce rhetoric to delivery if we're thinking about public speaking, not necessarily writing. And that's bad because, somebody can be very polished non-verbally, but the stuff that they say is stupid or plagiarized. Of course, you can have content that's spot on, logical, good sources, well organized, but the delivery is so poor that you turn off the audience. And so it's a sort of a battle. It's sort of like love. Love is a battlefield. But the thing is, a lot of people sort of reduce, when you take a public speaking class or you learn about public speaking, it's just about delivery. But that's not the case. Remember, it's one of the canons of rhetoric, and so you have to have things organized well. That's one of the main things that we've been talking about. Have good sources, and good information, and use the language in a way for your audience. The audience will understand and appreciate. So delivery is just part of it. And the second thing on this that you can't read here, but you can probably see on KC, is simply that when we're thinking about delivery, we're just thinking about nonverbal communication. That is generally the vocalics, also known as paralinguistics, things that we say with how we say things, in other words. There's a difference when Tony the tiger gets his frosted flakes and they've been sitting in the bowl too long in the milk, he goes, "They're great." The change in that tone from "they're great" is nonverbal. It's vocalic, it's paralinguistic. It is not, the language, the word is the same. And so we're thinking about that, but also we're thinking about, obviously, kinesics. That is all the various things that you do with your body, including your eyes and your facial expressions and your mouth and everything. Now, what I say here is that, and again, I said this last night, we got 4 weeks, and so generally this first one, delivery is part of the point system, but so long as you get through it and try to avoid some distracting things or be conscious of those distracting things, and that you seem dynamic and happy and you look at the audience, you'll be fine. But one of the things that that the book does say is that oftentimes a good speaker, a good delivery, somebody seems like they're direct, vocally and facially expressive, and generally lively. People like people who are dynamic and enthusiastic. And then I do disagree with the book to some extent, because I like the old-fashioned oratory. When you're getting on stage, like a sermon, fire and brimstone, yeah! It says good delivery doesn't call attention to itself, but sometimes, I mean, not necessarily in our classroom, but back in the day, no caller ID. Hello? Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'll be there. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Bye-bye. That was Donald Trump asking me if I'm going to be in Cleveland tomorrow or the next night to give my speech. In any case, you know, I like speeches where, wow, that was very well delivered. So this one does call attention to itself. Somebody, you know, oratory a little bit. So in any case, okay, continued. There are lots of different types of delivery, and some of this stuff is in chapter 17 on page 142. I answered the phone, my own phone, in the online lecture. I think that's sort of funny. But in any case, well, it talks about strive for naturalness and enthusiasm. I already sort of said that, so you take a look at that. Be confident, direct, strive for naturalness, show enthusiasm. But when we think about a type of delivery, there is manuscript delivery, and that is when you're reading the entire thing. There is speaking from memory, obviously, where you have the formal name is memorized everything. We've got speaking impromptuly, which is basically, okay, jump up and give a speech. You don't have time to prepare. And then we have extemporaneous